What's up guys, Tony Hannity here from LazyTechGuys.com, and this is the Canary Smart Home Security for everyone, not just me, for you too. Yeah, stay tuned. Is it a Jambox speaker? Is it an Amazon Echo? Is it one of the new Google On-Hub routers? No, it's the Canary. And the whole concept of the Canary is not lost on everybody these days. We're trying to get into a world where we don't necessarily have to have home security with companies like Comcast or ADT and Bay Alarms. And not that there's anything wrong with that necessarily, but we want to have a little bit more control over our own home, our own privacy. And Canary lets somebody like me get into home security at somewhat low barrier to entry in regards to cost. So the Canary is more than just a video camera. It does video camera, it's an air monitor, has motion detection, it sends updates via your smartphone, whether you have an Android or iOS device. The video camera does take 1080p HD quality video when it records it live and sends updates into the cloud. Now the cloud, there is a non-paid variant of the cloud where you can just use the Canary and not have to pay anything to the company whatsoever. But obviously, just like anything else, you get what you pay for. And if you do want to pay toward Canary to take more advantage of the cloud, it's at least $5 a month or annually $50 a year. And so that's not too bad considering a lot of these other companies, like for example, Belkin, the last time that I checked with their Netcam Plus, it was like 10 bucks a month. And a lot of these micro subscriptions that we all have, we're trying to minimize all of it. So what's really nice about the Canary is that without having to pay anything, they still give you a small free amount of cloud storage where you can still be able to access some of the motion sensed recordings up to a certain time frame. The wide angle lens, as you can see here, is, well, it's pretty wide, 147 degrees in color and in night vision. And with the motion detection, it would be able to determine if somebody is in the room, and with the respective app on the iPhone or an Android device, you would be able to see that live. When it comes to the different sensors that are on here, like I mentioned earlier, you have an air monitor. The reason why you might want to have an air monitor is, well, I have a child myself, and I just want to make sure that the air that she's breathing is safe. I could care less about myself, but my kids, I want to make sure that my son and my daughter are doing fine. They're not inhaling something that they're not supposed to. When it comes to temperature, I mean, that's pretty relevant, especially in this day and age in regards to the temperature that we're getting here in the San Francisco Bay Area. We don't want it to be too hot or too cold inside the house. That can cause other issues. Also, it could raise your electricity bill or what have you. And with all the sensors in the Canary, you'd be able to see all that data using Home Health, which is embedded inside the application, and you can see a day-to-day differentiation between the different air qualities and temperatures and even humidity. There is a microphone on this thing, so you can hear people when you're using the application. You can hear the people that are in here and listen to what they're saying, so you can kind of spy on them and things like that. But here's the caveat. It's not a two-way microphone. So one thing I do like about some of the other webcams or security cameras that I've seen and used in the past, they have a two-way microphone so I can communicate back to the people that are in the room. So when a certain somebody's supposed to be doing their homework and he's not, then I can say, hey, do your homework. But unfortunately with the Canary, I can't. And maybe that's something that they'll figure out later on, but for right now, it is just a viewing methodology. But even so, it's very clear and you can hear everything that's going on in the room. And from a security standpoint, there is one thing that is new to me, and I haven't seen a lot of the other webcam security systems that are out there, but there is a 90 decibel Siren inside this little guy over here. And I don't want to test it right now, just because I don't want to blow out your eardrums, but believe me, it's pretty loud. So if something were to have happened and everybody's outside the house and I get a notification on my phone and says, hey, there's someone in the house, I can immediately hit a button on my phone that will set off the alarm. They'll get jarred, my dog will get jarred, and hopefully they'll get out of the house soon without having to take anything, and I can call the police. Within the application, there are quick access connections that you can make to the police, fire department, and ambulance. So within the app, you can go directly to the department that you need to contact without having to fiddle and fumble with 911. And the nice thing about that too is the application is shared. So if you have multiple people living in the same household, they have access to those numbers and they can have you down as a user and vice versa. And once that person gets home, you'll be able to see that not only in the Canary video app, but also in the Canary timeline. This is another aspect to Canary that's really nice. Anytime that the Canary motion detection has been triggered, it gets added to the timeline, and it gives you like about a 15 to 30 second video clip of what's going on the second that it starts to notice any kind of motion. And the motion doesn't necessarily mean that if a fly flies across the camera of the Canary, it'll start to turn on. No, motion, they use some sort of infrared level to say, okay, that's enough heat to say that's a human or that's a dog or something like that. Setting this thing up was actually quite simple, but there is one caveat. You do need a very strong Wi-Fi connection, and unfortunately where I live currently, we don't have the strongest Wi-Fi connections. So what I had to go out and do is get a wireless extender or a Wi-Fi repeater for whichever you prefer. And after I did that, it definitely seems to work a lot better. But it also depends on what phone that you have. So Canary, the application, works fine on my wife's G4 from LG, but it doesn't work so well on my OnePlus 2. Arguably, you could say maybe because it's a OnePlus device, but just spec-wise, it's really up there with the LG G4. So I'm a little wondering about why that is the case. But I do believe on the Canary website, they specifically state it will only work and is optimized for certain phones, and that's probably why as well too. I know it worked with my Nexus 6, which was Motorola, and so all of your stuff is fully encrypted, 256 encryption in its own private cloud, which you only have access to, you and whatever user that you give access to. It sends you notifications anytime somebody comes into the room, but it's not perfect. Unfortunately, one of the biggest issues that I had is the latency. The thing you guys have to understand, when you get anything, whether it be Canary or the Drop Cam or what have you, the Nest Cam, something from Belkin, something from Netgear, it doesn't matter. These, just like it is in department stores, they're not deterrents. This is really just to say, if somebody does steal something, this will record it so you have evidence. But the problem that I have is, if you're gonna have something like the camera and you're gonna have an alarm, like I mentioned, the 90 decibel alarm on there, it should be fairly quick. The latency between the motion detection and the camera going on and the alarm going on and all of that should be seamless within a matter of maybe a few seconds. But there was a really long latency between something happening in real life and it actually being viewed in the application on the phone. It was about a 6 to 10 second delay between when something happened in real life and when it actually showed up on the application. Again, it's not like in that 10 seconds you can really do anything, but as a peace of mind, you would like to be able to know that what's going on is going on right this second. And you could maybe do something and hit that alarm, and in that split second, they would drop what they have and then leave without stealing anything. But with a 10-second delay, that's all they need. I was definitely disappointed with that. But I guess in regards to a frame of reference, in regards to peace of mind, you're gonna get that no matter what, because you're still gonna get the live feed, whether it's delayed or not. You're still gonna be able to be notified when something does occur. And when you are notified in the application on your phone, like I mentioned earlier, you have a timeline. And in the timeline, you'll see all the videos and all the interactions when somebody comes home, when the alarm goes off, and you'll be able to even bookmark or save the videos that mean most to you. And so if you do have evidence of something going on, you can bookmark that within the app, or you can download that for future reference. But it is still nice that they offer a free recording cloud, even at a very minimal option, it's still an option to take advantage of. The one last thing that I'll say about the Canary is it is a beautiful device. I mean, the craftsmanship of the Canary looks great. It's sleek, very modern, kind of minimalistic in some aspects. It's not wall mountable. And I get it. I mean, this cylinder essentially would look weird on the wall. And I get that. I still want that to be an option. Maybe someone would rather have it propped up in the corner of the room so it doesn't look like there is anything. I don't know. But whatever the case is, it works fairly well except for the delay. If you're okay with there not being a two-way microphone, the quality of the video is great. The app works really well. It is nice to get some of the other like humidity and air quality. And for a dummy like me, setting it up was a breeze. It really was. That's it for me right now. If you guys have any other questions about the Canary, the reason why I'm doing this right now is with the holiday season coming around the corner and things coming up, you leaving the house and things like that, you might want to increase your security. I'm not trying to put anything on anybody, but knock on wood. Do what you can, do due diligence, make sure the things that you love, your possessions and stuff are secure and are being monitored at your own volition. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there is another DIY home security system that you think might be better. I've already tried DropCam, or I guess now Nest Cam. Hopefully I'm gonna try Arlo. We tested out the Belkin, and there's definitely a plethora of them out there as well too. And yeah, let us know what you guys think, and I hope to talk to you guys soon. Peace.